What's up, everyone? It's your favorite doctor back with another video, and today we're tackling a topic that might be a little uncomfortable to talk about, but is incredibly common and important, especially as we get older. We're going to dive into the top 10 foods that can help provide relief from constipation. This is a question I get all the time in my practice, particularly from my senior patients who find that their digestive system just isn't what it used to be. It's a frustrating issue, but the good news is that simple dietary changes can make a world of difference. As we age, our bodies go through a lot of changes. Our metabolism slows down, muscle tone can decrease, including in the digestive tract, and sometimes medications we take for other conditions can have the side effect of slowing things down. That's why focusing on digestive health becomes even more critical for maintaining overall well-being and quality of life in our senior years. A healthy gut isn't just about comfort. It's linked to nutrient absorption, immune function, and even our mood. So, getting things moving regularly is more than just a convenience. It's a cornerstone of healthy aging. Now, before we jump into this list, I have to give my most important piece of advice. While all the foods we'll discuss today are healthy and generally safe, it's crucial to talk to your own doctor or a registered dietitian before making any significant changes to your diet. They know your personal health history, what medications you're on, and can give you tailored advice that's right for you. This video is for educational purposes, not a substitute for professional medical advice. All right, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the top 10 foods for constipation relief. All right, let's kick things off with the one you probably saw coming. Prunes, or as they're also known, dried plums. There's a very good reason why prunes have been the go-to remedy for generations, and it's not just an old wives' tale. The science actually backs this one up pretty strongly. Prunes are packed with two key components that make them a powerhouse for getting your bowels moving. The first one is fiber, specifically a mix of soluble and insoluble fiber. A single serving of about half a cup of prunes contains around 6 grams of fiber, which is a significant chunk of your daily recommended intake. The insoluble fiber in prunes doesn't dissolve in water. Think of it as a bulking agent. It adds weight and size to your stool, which helps it move more quickly and easily through your digestive tract. On the other hand, the soluble fiber absorbs water, forming a gel-like substance. This gel helps to soften the stool, making it much easier to pass and preventing that feeling of straining. This dual-action fiber approach is what makes prunes so uniquely effective. It's like a 1-2 punch against constipation, addressing both the bulk and the consistency of the stool. But the magic of prunes doesn't stop with fiber. They also contain a natural sugar alcohol called sorbitol. Now, sorbitol is not well absorbed by our small intestine. When it reaches the large intestine, it draws water into the colon, a process known as osmosis. This excess water further helps to soften the stool and stimulates bowel movements. Essentially, sorbitol acts as a natural osmotic laxative. It's a gentle yet effective mechanism that works in harmony with the fiber to promote regularity without the harshness of some over-the-counter medications. So how can you incorporate them into your diet? You can eat them whole as a snack, chop them up, and add them to your morning oatmeal or yogurt, or even drink prune juice. A word of caution, though, because they are so effective, start with a small amount, maybe 3 or 4 prunes a day, and see how your body responds. Too much too soon can lead to gas and bloating. It's all about finding that sweet spot for your individual system. Prunes are a fantastic, evidence-based first line of defense. Next up on our list is a breakfast favorite for many: oatmeal. This isn't just a warm, comforting way to start your day. It's also a fantastic tool for maintaining digestive health. The key player in oatmeal is a specific type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. When you mix oats with water or milk to make your porridge, you'll notice it gets thick and almost creamy. That texture is the beta-glucan at work, forming that gel-like substance we talked about earlier. This is incredibly beneficial for your digestive system. This gel does a couple of important things. First, as it moves through your intestines, it mixes with your stool, significantly increasing its water content. This makes the stool softer, bulkier, and much easier to pass, reducing the need for straining. Think of it as an internal lubricant for your digestive tract. For seniors whose digestive muscles might not be as strong as they once were, this softening effect can provide a great deal of comfort and relief. It's a gentle and natural way to encourage regularity without causing abrupt urgency. Beyond just softening stool, the soluble fiber in oatmeal acts as a prebiotic. This means it's food for the good bacteria living in your gut. A healthy gut microbiome is essential for proper digestion. When these beneficial bacteria feast on the beta-glucan from your oatmeal, they produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds help to nourish the cells lining your colon, reduce inflammation, and can even improve the rhythmic contractions of your intestinal muscles, known as peristalsis, which are necessary to move stool along. So you're not just treating the symptom, you're supporting the overall health of your gut. When choosing your oatmeal, try to opt for steel-cut or rolled oats over the instant-flavored packets. The less processed varieties contain more fiber and less added sugar, which can sometimes work against your digestive goals. A simple bowl of oatmeal in the morning, perhaps topped with some of the other foods on this list, like prunes or flax seeds, can be a powerful and delicious strategy. It's a simple, affordable, and evidence-based way to keep your digestive system happy and running smoothly. An apple a day might not just keep the doctor away, it could also help keep constipation at bay. Apples are another fantastic source of fiber, and like prunes, they contain both the soluble and insoluble kinds, giving you a comprehensive approach to digestive health. A medium-sized apple with the skin on contains over 4 grams of fiber. And I emphasize with the skin on because a large portion of that beneficial fiber, particularly the insoluble fiber, is found right there in the peel. So please, don't peel your apples if you're eating them for this purpose. The real star of the show when it comes to apples and digestion is a specific type of soluble fiber called pectin. Pectin is a fascinating substance. When it reaches your gut, it's fermented by your gut bacteria to form those beneficial short-chain fatty acids we just discussed with oatmeal. These fatty acids pull water into the colon, which, as we know, softens the stool and makes it easier to pass. So pectin works in a very similar way to the beta-glucan in oats, helping to regulate the consistency of your stool. But pectin has another interesting property. It can be normalizing. This means it can help with both constipation and diarrhea. When you're constipated, it softens and bulks up the stool. If you have diarrhea, its gel-forming ability can help to add form to loose, watery stools. This makes apples a great food for overall bowel regulation, helping your system find a happy medium. It's a smart food that seems to adapt to what your body needs, which is pretty incredible when you think about it. You can enjoy apples in so many ways. A crisp, raw apple makes for a perfect portable snack. You can slice them and add them to salads for a sweet crunch, or bake them with a sprinkle of cinnamon for a healthy dessert. Unsweetened applesauce is another good option, especially for those who might have difficulty chewing harder foods. Just make sure you're choosing unsweetened versions to avoid excess sugar. Incorporating an apple into your daily routine is a simple, delicious, and effective way to support your digestive regularity. Now for a fruit that might surprise you. The kiwi. This small, fuzzy green fruit is an absolute superstar when it comes to combating constipation, and studies have specifically looked at its effectiveness. In fact, some research suggests that eating 2 kiwis a day can significantly improve bowel function in people with constipation. So what makes this little fruit so powerful? Once again, it's a combination of factors working together in synergy, not just one single component. First, like the other foods we've discussed, kiwis are a good source of fiber. A single medium kiwi has over 2 grams of fiber. Much of this fiber is found in the edible black seeds and the flesh of the fruit. This fiber adds bulk to the stool and helps it retain water, which is a common theme you're seeing for a reason. It works. The combination of soluble and insoluble fiber in kiwi helps to get things moving through your system in a gentle and effective manner. But kiwi has a secret weapon that many other fruits don't, an enzyme called actinidin. Actinidin is a proteolytic enzyme, which means it helps break down proteins. In the context of digestion, it's thought to improve the breakdown of food in the upper gastrointestinal tract. Better digestion upstream can lead to better motility and less trouble downstream in the colon. Some scientists believe that actinidin works together with the fiber to stimulate movement in the intestinal muscles, enhancing that rhythmic peristalsis we need for regular bowel movements. What's great about kiwi is how easy it is to eat. You can just slice it in half and scoop out the flesh with a spoon. You can also peel and slice it to add to fruit salads, yogurt, or smoothies. And here's a fun fact. The fuzzy brown skin is actually edible and contains a high concentration of fiber and nutrients. If you don't mind the texture, give it a good wash and eat the whole thing. For seniors looking for a natural and scientifically backed solution, adding a couple of kiwis to your daily diet could be a game changer for your digestive comfort. Let's move on to something small that packs a huge nutritional punch: flax seeds. These tiny seeds are one of the most potent plant-based sources of several key nutrients, making them a fantastic addition to a diet focused on digestive health. Just 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed contains about 2 grams of fiber, and it's that special blend of both soluble and insoluble fiber again. This makes them incredibly effective for relieving constipation and promoting long-term regularity. The insoluble fiber in flax seeds acts like a sponge, absorbing water and expanding in the digestive tract. This significantly increases the size of your stool, which triggers the stretch receptors in your colon wall, stimulating the muscles to contract and move things along. The soluble fiber component forms that familiar gel, which softens the stool and allows it to pass smoothly. This dual-action mechanism is what makes flax seeds so reliable for so many people. It's a very balanced approach to fiber supplementation. Beyond fiber, flax seeds are the richest plant-based source of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. These healthy fats are famous for their anti-inflammatory properties, which can be beneficial for overall gut health, especially in conditions like IBS. But they may also have a more direct effect on constipation. Some evidence suggests that these oils can have a mild lubricant effect in the intestines, further easing the passage of stool. So you're getting the fiber benefit and a potential lubricating benefit all in one. To get the most out of flax seeds, it's really important to use them ground. Our bodies can't break down the tough outer shell of the whole seeds, meaning they'll pass right through you without releasing their nutrients. You can buy them pre-ground or grind them yourself in a coffee grinder. Sprinkle a tablespoon or 2 on your oatmeal, yogurt, or salads, or blend them into a smoothie. Just remember to also drink plenty of water, as taking in this much fiber without adequate fluids can actually make constipation worse. It wouldn't be a health video without me telling you to eat your greens. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are nutritional powerhouses, and they play a vital role in keeping your digestive system in top shape. Their effectiveness against constipation comes from a few different angles. First and foremost, they are an excellent source of insoluble fiber. As we've learned, this is the type of fiber that doesn't dissolve in water and adds significant bulk to your stool. Think of this insoluble fiber as a sort of intestinal broom. As it passes through your digestive system relatively intact, it helps to sweep waste material along with it, increasing the speed of transit and promoting more frequent bowel movements. A single cup of cooked spinach, for example, contains over 4 grams of fiber. This bulking effect is crucial, especially for seniors, as it helps stimulate the natural contractions of the colon, which can become less efficient with age. But the benefits of leafy greens don't stop at fiber. They are also a fantastic source of magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral that plays a role in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including muscle function. In the context of digestion, magnesium helps to relax the muscles in the intestinal walls. But it also has an osmotic effect, meaning it helps to pull water into the intestines from the surrounding tissues. This combination of muscle relaxation and increased water in the colon makes for a softer, easier to pass stool. It's a natural muscle relaxant for your gut. Incorporating more leafy greens into your diet is easy. You can use them as a base for a large salad, wilt a big handful of spinach into your scrambled eggs or soup, or blend them into a smoothie. You often can't even taste them. Sautéing them with a little garlic and olive oil makes for a delicious side dish. The key is volume. Because they cook down so much, it's easy to consume a large fiber-rich portion. So load up your plate with these green giants to help sweep your system clean. If you're looking for the heavyweight champions of fiber, look no further than the legume family: beans, lentils, chickpeas, and peas. These foods are incredibly dense in fiber, offering a powerful solution for even stubborn cases of constipation. Just a single cup of cooked lentils can provide over 15 grams of fiber, which is more than half of the daily recommended intake for many adults. Similarly, a cup of cooked black beans contains about 15 grams. And chickpeas, or garbanzo beans, are right up there as well. The type of fiber in beans and lentils is predominantly a mix of soluble and insoluble fiber, giving you that perfect combination we keep coming back to. The insoluble fiber adds the necessary bulk to the stool, while the soluble fiber forms a gel that softens it, ensuring a smooth and easy passage. This high concentration of mixed fiber makes legumes one of the most effective food groups for promoting regularity. If you're serious about tackling constipation through diet, legumes should be a staple. Beyond their incredible fiber content, beans and lentils are also an excellent source of plant-based protein, which is particularly important for seniors to maintain muscle mass and strength. They are also packed with other essential nutrients like folate, iron, and potassium. So while you're improving your digestive health, you're also giving your body a wide array of other vital nutrients. It's a win-win situation for your overall health and well-being. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Dr. Mike, beans give me gas. This is a common concern, and it happens because our gut bacteria are fermenting all that wonderful fiber. The key is to introduce them into your diet slowly. Start with a small portion, like a quarter cup, a few times a week. Your gut will adapt over time. Rinsing canned beans well can also help reduce the compounds that cause gas. You can add them to soups, stews, salads, or make dishes like hummus with chickpeas. Their versatility and effectiveness make them a must-have on this list. Pears are another delicious fruit that can be a great ally in your fight against constipation, and they work in a way that's very similar to apples, but with a few unique twists. Like apples, pears are a great source of fiber, with a medium-sized pear providing nearly 6 grams of fiber, again with much of it located in the skin. So for the maximum benefit, make sure you're eating the peel. They contain both insoluble fiber for bulk and soluble fiber, including pectin, for that stool softening effect. What makes pears particularly interesting, especially when compared to apples, is their high content of fructose and sorbitol. We already talked about sorbitol when we discussed prunes. It's a sugar alcohol that isn't easily digested and acts as a natural osmotic laxative by drawing water into the colon. Pears contain more sorbitol than apples do, which can give them a slight edge for some people when it comes to stimulating a bowel movement. The combination of high fiber, pectin, and sorbitol makes pears a triple threat against constipation. Another key factor is the high water content of pears. A ripe pear is juicy and refreshing for a reason. It's over 80% water. Staying hydrated is fundamental for preventing constipation, as water is needed to keep stool soft and moving. By eating water-rich foods like pears, you're contributing to your overall hydration status, which works in tandem with the fiber to ensure everything flows smoothly. It's like delivering water and fiber in one convenient, tasty package. Pears are wonderfully versatile. You can eat them raw as a snack, slice them into oatmeal or salads, or even bake or poach them for a warm, comforting dessert. A ripe, juicy pear can be a particularly good choice for seniors who might find harder fruits like apples difficult to chew. Their soft texture when ripe makes them easy to eat and gentle on the digestive system. So next time you're at the grocery store, consider picking up some pears to help keep you regular. So far, we've focused heavily on fiber and water, but there's another crucial component to a healthy digestive system: the trillions of bacteria living in your gut, collectively known as the gut microbiome. This is where foods like yogurt with live and active cultures, also known as probiotics, come into play. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria that, when consumed in adequate amounts, can help to restore and maintain a healthy balance in your gut flora. An imbalance in gut bacteria, sometimes called dysbiosis, can contribute to a range of digestive issues, including constipation. Certain strains of probiotics, particularly those from the bifidobacterium and lactobacillus families, have been studied for their ability to improve gut motility and relieve constipation. They are thought to work by producing short-chain fatty acids that lower the pH in the colon, which can stimulate peristalsis, those muscle contractions that push stool along. They also help to create a healthier gut environment overall. When you're choosing a yogurt, it's incredibly important to read the label. You want to look for phrases like live and active cultures, or a list of the specific probiotic strains it contains. Avoid yogurts that are loaded with added sugars, as high sugar intake can sometimes feed the less desirable bacteria in your gut, working against your goals. Plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt is often a great choice, as it's also high in protein. You can then add your own natural sweetness with some of the fruits from this list. If you are lactose intolerant or prefer not to consume dairy, there are other excellent sources of probiotics. Kefir, a fermented milk drink, often contains an even wider variety of probiotic strains than yogurt. And for non-dairy options, you can look to fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, or kombucha. Incorporating these probiotic-rich foods into your diet helps to support your digestive system from the inside out, creating a resilient and well-functioning gut for the long term. Last, but certainly not least, we have to talk about the single most important yet often overlooked element for constipation relief: water. I know, it's not technically a food, but its role is so absolutely critical that it's impossible to have this conversation without dedicating a chapter to it. You can eat all the fiber in the world, but without enough water, that fiber can actually backfire and make your constipation worse. It can turn from a solution into a problem. Think about how fiber works. Soluble fiber needs to absorb water to form that soft, lubricating gel. Insoluble fiber adds bulk, but that bulk needs to be soft and hydrated to move easily. If you're dehydrated, your body will try to conserve water by pulling as much of it as possible from your colon. This results in stool that is hard, dry, and difficult to pass regardless of how much fiber you've eaten. Drinking enough water ensures that there's plenty of fluid available for your digestive system to do its job properly. So, how much water should you be drinking? The old 8 glasses a day rule is a decent starting point, but individual needs can vary based on age, activity level, climate, and overall health. For seniors, the sense of thirst can sometimes diminish, so you might not feel thirsty even when your body needs fluids. That's why it's important to be proactive and sip water consistently throughout the day, rather than waiting until you feel parched. Keeping a water bottle with you can be a great visual reminder. If you find plain water boring, there are other ways to stay hydrated. Herbal teas, clear broths, and even water-rich foods like the pears we discussed, or cucumbers and watermelon, all contribute to your daily fluid intake. The key is to make hydration a conscious and consistent habit. It is the foundation upon which all these other dietary strategies are built. Without adequate water, you're fighting an uphill battle. So please, make sure you're drinking up. All right, that's our top 10 list of foods to help you find relief from constipation. We've covered everything from the classic prunes and fiber-rich oatmeal to the enzyme-packed kiwi and gut-guarding yogurt. The common themes here are fiber, water, and supporting a healthy gut microbiome. Remember, the goal isn't to suddenly overhaul your entire diet overnight. That can be a shock to your system. The best approach is to start slowly. Pick 1 or 2 foods from this list that appeal to you and begin incorporating them into your meals gradually. This gives your digestive system time to adapt and helps you avoid potential side effects like gas or bloating. Of course, diet is just one piece of the puzzle. To truly promote long-term digestive health, it's important to combine these dietary changes with other healthy habits. Regular physical activity, even something as simple as a daily walk, can do wonders for stimulating the muscles in your intestines and promoting regularity. And as we just discussed, please don't forget the importance of adequate hydration. Keep that water bottle handy and sip throughout the day. It's the combination of diet, exercise, and hydration that creates the most powerful and sustainable results for your digestive well-being. I hope you found this video helpful and empowering. Dealing with constipation can be frustrating, but know that you have a lot of control through the choices you make every day. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Have any of these foods worked for you? Do you have any other natural remedies that you swear by? Sharing your experiences can help others in our community. And if you have any questions, drop them down there as well, and I'll do my best to answer them in future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay curious, and don't forget to subscribe for more evidence-based health tips. I'll see you in the next one.